Welcome back to the Browns Countdown Draft Special, live from inside the Browns draft party here along the shores of Lake Erie. John Doss, Nathan Zakura, and look who stopped by, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, Browns linebacker extraordinaire. Welcome, man.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here, family. Great night.
It is a great night.
It's a great night. Even though we don't have any draft picks, right, on the first round, but, you know, our fans are first round in our hearts, so, you know.
Well, Andrew Berry's shown in the second round he can find pretty darn good talent.
Yeah.
First Grant Delpit, and then a Pro Bowler sitting right next to me, Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. Are you used to that yet, Pro Bowler?
You know, we give thanks. So, you know, the more I hear it, the more I get used to it. But, you know, we give thanks.
So you go and you know the Browns, and you know how they have a plan and a process. They run a lot of simulations for drafts.
Yeah.
The year that you were drafted, they didn't have a single simulation that ended up with you and Greg Newsome coming to the Cleveland Browns, and then that's what happened. You remember that night? I remember talking to you. You had the pillars down.
Yeah.
You had it all going. What do you remember about that night?
I remember smart, tough, and accountability.
Yes, right?
I
three
think,
pillars.
Yeah, no, that night was very special. You know, it's a night where you kind of see all of your dreams and all of your aspirations just come to fruition. And of course, you know, it is the same way for every athlete. You know, it might be in different locations. Some maybe at beach homes. Maybe, you know, some may be, you know, in different locations all in the world. But I think everybody has that common denominator of, wow, this is the moment where my dreams come to fruition. You know, so.
We had a story with DeJuan Jones earlier. When you fall further than you expect, or that you think you should be, does that give you a little bit more drive? Has that been something maybe early on in your career that fueled you?
Yeah, I mean, it depends. You know, some guys may go lower than they're supposed to, and they don't do nothing with it, right? You know, I think, you know, some guys get disappointed with it. Some guys are down, right? But for me, you know, I saw it as an aspect where, you know, I could prove myself. You know, the more the opportunities present themselves, the more we have the responsibility to respond. Yeah. So, yeah, you know, I didn't like, you know, oh man, they drafted me second round. You know, it's still an honor. It's still an honor to be chosen in that draft because it's, you know, such a rare thing. So, yeah.
When you talk about getting drafted, that's a sign that your dreams are coming true. But then all of a sudden, you have new dreams, right?
Yeah.
Because now you're in the league and now you want to make a mark in the league. How has that evolved for you? We've seen you grow up and become such a great human, such a great player as well, worldly, and we'll talk about what you're doing in Ghana later, but how do you kind of reset that? Because a lot of kids will say, I want to play in the NFL. Well, guess what? Now you are. How do you make the most of that?
You know, it's actually so amazing how dreams evolve, right? Like, you know, oh, I got this dream, right? A scenario happens and then, boom, the dream actually shifts a little bit. And it's not necessarily that it leaves, it just grows, right? You know, we're in the NFL now. You know, we won a certain amount of games, but the dream is like, wow, I want to go to the Super Bowl, right? Oh, you know, you went there to the Pro Bowl, and you're like, nah, I want to go again. Or hey, you know, I want to be seen as, you know, someone is more esteemed, top 5, top 10, whatever it may look like. So, you know, it's interesting how those dreams do evolve. For me, it stays consistent that I really want to just become the best player and become the best teammate. You know?
And you have done that, and you've become, like I said, one of the best humans, going back to your home country of Ghana, all the great work you're doing there, and the representation you provided for your countrymen every week with the flyest fits in the National Football League, JOK.
Yeah. You know, I think it's not just about just being a football player, but being a football player is exactly the all-encompassing, right? What you wear, how you eat, how you talk, right? What you do when you're not on the field. The workouts that you do, the sacrifices that you make. Being a football player is not just what you see on the football field, but it's also what you do off the field. So, you know.
I know you guys cleaned up at the NFL Honors. You had the NFL Coach of the Year. You had the Assistant of the Year. You had the Comeback Player of the Year. But you let the guys know that best dressed is at the top of the list, right?
Well, you know, it was interesting because we got all these awards, you know. But I feel like Cleveland should get more attention just for the swagger we bring, you know. Whether it's that off-the-field swag. I mean, we had at least, I think, 8 guys in that GQ competition. You know, whether it's the swag that we bring on the field, the celebrations that you see on the field, the swag, you know, and that's what Cleveland is representing. That's what Cleveland has built as a culture, and that's really us, you know.
And that's what we talk about in flipping what the NFL draft means. In the last few years, the NFL draft has not been the season savior that it used to be for this organization. These are all signs of a healthy organization. The NFL draft is about supplementation, and you got that swagger back in Cleveland.
Yeah. It's that swagger back in Cleveland, man. You know, and I think that's going to be the model this year. Swag back, you know.
Let's go.
Swag back. You know, I might post something on that tonight.
Yeah, I'm sure Jim Schwartz will be a big fan of that. He's the one who
He's the one that
let it out.
Yeah, let the swag out. You know, it's very important to the enthusiasm of not only the team, the enthusiasm of the coaches, the enthusiasm of the fans. You know, when that energy and that vibration is high in that stadium, you can't stop it. You know,
we can feel it. We can feel it in this room. Nathan, you got 30 seconds. What are the Browns going to do in round 2?
First of all, 8-1 at home, so keep those good vibrations coming. But I think the Browns look second and third round. You're talking about the premium assets. I think you're looking offensive tackle, defensive tackle, or wide receiver. I do expect a running back and a linebacker probably to add it throughout the course of this draft. But I think the premium positions, that's where the premium assets will go. Offensive line, defensive tackle, or at the wide receiver position, because you can't have enough weapons. That's why you need guys like him to go chase them down.
You want another linebacker in that room?
I thought it was going to be another linebacker. I keep, you know, I wonder, you know, what type of diversity we could bring to that room. The more people, the better.
Well, let's see if Andrew Berry can get another round 2 steal. JOK, man, we appreciate you stopping by. For Nathan Zagura, Carla Massetti, Cameron Justice, I'm John Doss. Thanks so much for watching the Browns Countdown Draft Special. Enjoy the draft.